Welcome to the Thea Lee Podcast. Today is February 22nd, 2026, and we are on day 53 of reading through the Bible. Before we start today, I want to give an adult content warning. There are some topics in today's reading that are not appropriate for young listeners. So we start out today with the Lord telling Moses to give instructions to Aaron and all of the people of Israel that no one should sacrifice any bulls, lambs, or goats anywhere inside or outside the camp instead of bringing it to the entrance of the tabernacle. They need to bring it to the entrance of the tabernacle and for the priests to sacrifice them, because if they don't, such a person has shed blood and will be cut off from the community. That person is guilty as a person who has committed murder. The purpose of this rule is to stop the Israelites from sacrificing animals in the open fields. It will ensure that they bring their sacrifices to the priests so that he can present them to the Lord as peace offerings. Then the priests will be able to splatter the blood against the Lord's altar at the entrance of the tabernacle and burn the fat as a pleasing aroma to the Lord. The people must no longer be unfaithful to the Lord by offering sacrifices to goat idols. This is a permanent law for them to be observed from generation to generation. They also need to understand that if anyone offers a burnt offering or sacrifice but does not bring it to the entrance of the tabernacle to offer to the Lord, that person should be cut off from the community. And if any native Israelite or foreigner living among them eats or drinks blood in any form, God will turn against that person and cut them off from the community, for the life of the body is in its blood. He's given the blood on the altar to purify you, making you right with the Lord. It is blood given in exchange for a life that makes purification possible. That's why God has said to the people of Israel, you must never eat or drink blood, neither you nor any foreigners living among you. And if anyone living among you goes hunting and kills an animal or bird that is approved for eating, they must drain the blood and then cover it with the earth, because the life of every creature is in the blood. And that's why the Lord says you must never eat or drink blood, for the life of every creature is in the blood. So whoever consumes blood will be cut off from the community. And if any native-born Israelite or foreigner eat the meat of an animal that died naturally or was torn up by wild animals, they must wash their clothes and bathe themselves in water. And if they don't bathe themselves and wash their clothes, they will be punished for their sin. Now the Lord talks to Moses about forbidden sexual practices. He says that they should not act like the people in Egypt or a people of the land of Canaan where God is taking them. They must not ever imitate their way of life, and they must obey all of God's regulations. You must never have sexual relations with a close relative, for I am the Lord. Do not violate your father by having sexual relations with your mother. Do not have sexual relations with any of your father's wives, with your sister or half-sister, with your granddaughter, with your stepsister, with your father's sister or mother's sister. Do not violate your uncle by having sexual relations with his wife. Do not have sexual relations with your daughter-in-law, or with your brother's wife, or with both a woman and her daughter. While your wife is living, do not marry her sister and have sexual relations with her, for they would be rivals. Do not have sexual relations with a woman during her period of menstrual impurity. Do not defile yourself by having sexual intercourse with your neighbor's wife. Do not permit any of your children to be offered as a sacrifice to Moloch, for you must not bring shame on the name of your God. I am the Lord. Do not practice homosexuality, having sex with another man as with a woman. It is a detestable sin. A man must not defile himself by having sex with an animal, and a woman must not offer herself to a male animal to have intercourse with it. This is a perverse act. Do not defile yourselves in any of these ways, for the people I am driving out before you have defiled themselves in all of these ways, and because of that the entire land has become defiled. I am punishing the people who live there. I will cause the land to vomit them out. You must obey all my decrees and regulations. You must not commit any of these detestable sins. This applies to both native-born Israelites and the foreigners living among you. All of these detestable activities are practiced by the people in the land where I'm taking you. And this is how the land has become defiled. So do not defile the land or give it a reason to vomit you out, as it will vomit out the people who live there now. Whoever commits any of these detestable sins will be cut off from the community of Israel. And now the Lord talks to Moses about holiness in personal conduct. And he says that they must become holy because the Lord your God is holy. Each of them must show great respect to mother and father, and they must always observe the Sabbath days of rest. They must not put their trust in idols or make metal images of gods for themselves. When they sacrifice peace offerings to the Lord, they must do it properly so they will be accepted by God. The sacrifice must be eaten on the same day it's offered or the next day, but whatever's left over till the third day must be completely burned up. If anything is eaten on the third day, it will be contaminated and God will not accept it. Anyone who eats it on the third day will be punished for defiling what is holy to the Lord, and they will be cut off from the community. When they harvest crops, do not harvest the grain along the edges of the fields, and do not pick up what the harvesters drop. And it's the same with your grape crop also. Do not strip every last bunch of grapes from the vines, and do not pick up the grapes that fall to the ground. Those are supposed to be left for the poor and the foreigners living among them. Do not steal. Do not deceive or cheat one another. Do not bring shame on the name of your God by using it to swear falsely. Do not defraud or rob your neighbor. Do not make your hired workers wait until the next day to receive their pay. Do not insult the deaf or cause the blind to stumble. You must fear God, for I am the Lord. Do not twist justice in legal matters by favoring the poor or being partial to the rich and powerful. Always judge people fairly. Do not spread slanderous gossip among your people. Do not stand by idly when your neighbor's life is being threatened. Do not nurse hatred in your heart for any of your relatives. Confront people directly so that you will not be held guilty for their sin. Do not seek revenge or bear a grudge against a fellow Israelite, but love your neighbor as yourself. Do not mate 2 different kinds of animals. Do not plant your fields with 2 different kinds of seed. Do not wear clothing woven from 2 different kinds of thread. If a man has sex with a slave girl whose freedom has never been purchased but who is committed to become another man's wife, he must pay full compensation to her master. But since she is not a free woman, neither the man nor the woman will be put to death. The man, however, must bring a ram as a guilt offering and present it to the Lord at the entrance of the tabernacle. The priest will then purify him before the Lord with the ram and the guilt offering, and the man's sin will be forgiven. When you enter the land and plant fruit trees, leave the fruit unharvested for the first 3 years and consider it forbidden. Do not eat it. On the 4th year, the entire crop must be consecrated to the Lord as a celebration of praise. And then finally, in the 5th year, you may eat the fruit. If you follow this pattern, your harvest will increase. Do not eat meat that has not been drained of its blood. Do not practice fortune-telling or witchcraft. Do not trim off the hair of your temples or trim your beards. Do not cut your bodies for the dead, and do not mark your skin with tattoos. Do not defile your daughter by making her a prostitute, or the land will be filled with prostitution and wickedness. Keep the Sabbath days of rest. Show reverence towards the sanctuary. Do not defile yourselves by turning to mediums or to those who consult the spirits of the dead. Stand up in the presence of the elderly and show respect for the aged. Do not take advantage of foreigners who live among you, because you were once foreigners in Egypt. Love them as you love yourself. Do not use dishonest standards when measuring length, weight, or volume. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt. You must be careful to keep all of my decrees and regulations by putting them into practice, for I am the Lord. Well, there are many things in today's reading that are concerning because the Lord says that all of those things were being done, and that's why he had to address them to make sure that the people of Israel did not repeat them. And unfortunately, many of those things are being done in our world today, and it would be good for us to know the things that we should not do. Thanks for listening. We'll talk again tomorrow.